Hey guys and gals, how y'all doing out there today? Well, today from the from my table here, I'm sure you can figure out we're talking about a Brous Blades knife. This is kind of an interesting one. I'm gonna lead off with this. My family has often wondered why I will carry smaller or just more less scary, I guess, looking knives like these. This got, your Benchmade proper. This is your GEC bullnose, and here's the bull buster. Why carry a secondary knife? Kind of like this, very traditional, very non-scary looking thing. Why carry that when you're already carrying, a normal knife? Just something you already have in your pocket. That is why I carry something like this. Alright, this is the Brous Blades Echelon. Note, I actually bought myself a blem. I could not, I just could not bring myself to pay $200+ sometimes for one of these. But a blem, sure, I'll pay, I think it was like $100. Really cool looking thing. It's definitely odd. This is definitely my weirdest knife in my collection, and yeah, hence why I carry something very people-friendly like the GECs and the propers and stuff like that. So literally, that's why I carry those. But let's get into this knife quick, and we'll talk about it. Well, knife. I mean, it is a blade. It does cut things, but yeah, we'll get into that later. No lanyard hole, not a big deal. This is kind of an odd looking thing here, isn't it? The pocket clip was super stiff from factory. I could not get my pants in there. I literally looped a piece of paracord under there and just yanked on it a little bit to kind of bend it outward so I could actually pocket the thing. Now it works okay. It's interesting, and it does kind of eat up your pants a bit, but it does have a flat underneath it, if you can see that. It does have a little bit of a, there you go, it's actually better with that. It does have a landing pad, basically. It helps. The G10 handle scales of this knife, when I got this thing, I'm just going to close it. Ziploc bag full of broken glass. This entire knife is a hot spot. I hate to be that negative, but it is a Ziploc bag full of broken glass, or at least it was. You'll notice these corners here. If I can ever, it'll never focus, so am I going to try. But you can see they kind of, here you go, actually this will be, each one of these sides came to a very sharp point. I mean, it was very unpleasant, and they're all down the back, and just, oh my god, why? Why not just do what I did and take the little piece of sandpaper and break those edges? Because this thing, this was extremely uncomfortable, to the point of just pain-inducing. If you, trying to do it with my left hand, and I have to reach around a tripod, sorry. If you grabbed the knife like this, it felt like bee stings. It was really just sad, kind of. But yet, I've owned this knife for probably a year now, maybe a little less, and I still love it. So it wasn't that bad. Like I said, I just hit the corners with a little bit of sandpaper just to break the edges, and it's not going to say it's the most comfortable knife now, but it is sure a lot better. Honestly, the way I hold this thing, it's usually more like this if I'm actually cutting something. That is when I actually do cut something with this knife. It's kind of rare. Overall length, by the way, is 8.80 inches, so it's actually pretty long. 4.1 inch blade. It is D2 steel with this upswept tanto. I don't know exactly what you would want to call this. It is hollow ground. It does not matter because it is still extremely thick behind the edge. And I kind of made a little bit of a joke about, knife. This is kind of a proof of concept, or just, not a proof of concept, but this is them showing off what they can do And I tell you what, it is impressive. It is very impressive. Just all the milling on the G10, it is very cool. But like I said, it's not going to be your best knife. Like I said, D2 actually blade steel, so it will hold a decent edge. You're going to have to clean or keep it clean and dry so it doesn't rust on you. I've had a couple tiny little rust spots develop in here, but nothing too bad. It came off fairly easily. Like I said, if you hold it here, it's really not bad. It's actually, I really wish it were a more functional blade, because this is actually pretty comfortable. If you're holding it just by the handle, it's okay. You know, can't believe reverse grip. It's actually probably the most comfortable there. Actually, do you guys want to see my favorite picture of this knife? This is straight from the Brous website. It's, you know, it's next to a you know, a pistol in a holster. It looks like a suppressor, and you got tactical gloves. They're trying to kind of pass this off as like a tactical blade, kinda, and good luck. I really do like the knife, but I don't know anyone who would carry this as really a defensive knife, really, because again, handle like a Ziploc baggie filled with broken glass from the factory. But again, I've been ribbing on this thing, but I still love it. This thing, I don't know how to explain it. It's something I just really enjoy. It's super smooth, especially once it was broken in. Just, oh yeah. Couple of ways to deploy it. Obviously, you got your flipper. Middle flick, no problem. Thumb flick, no problem. I will give it that. It opens and closes very nicely. Yeah, and then just with this blade shape, it's kind of interesting. Again, it's really cool looking with the cutouts, but yeah, just not very functional. I have cut things with this. I EDC this thing at least once or twice a month, because I do love it. I don't know why. It's just odd. And note, like I said, when I do carry this, I'm carrying something like this with it just to balance it off. I love the comparison between these two. You got the Echelon, completely just out there, and then you carry this with it. Just this is vanilla, obviously. This is some kind of weird, I don't know what kind of ice cream this would be exactly, but I'll tell you what, it is a stark contrast. I will say that. It's really kind of hard to, it is a knife, flat out, it is a knife, but it's kind of hard to talk about it as it's just, you know, something like, you know, like talk about the utility of something like this as opposed to this. This will cut, but this is meant, I think, more to look interesting. And I don't know too many people that would really disagree with me. With it being D2 steel, I mean, it'll hold its edge fairly well. You can cut things with it. You can do work with it. I'm sure you can. But it's going to be hard to, you know, beat something like this, or how many other knives. This is just an interesting piece for your collection. I think that's really kind of what it comes down to. So yeah, alright, let's do some size comparisons and just had it. But Benchmade Griptilian is going to be much bigger than the Griptilian. Yeah, the blade itself, like I said, how much longer? The handle, not all that much longer, I guess, because just how it folds in. Then I just figure I'll bring out this one, the Spyderco Shaman. Probably my favorite, Spyderco at least. Again, it's small, kind of almost compared to the Echelon here, and just because this was what was in my pocket today, the Kershaw Launch 1. Yeah, like I said, shorter blade, looks like it's definitely going to be a shorter handle. Yeah, this is another really cool one. I have a review on this. Get these before these are discontinued. Sounds like they've discontinued the Launch 5, and that makes me sad. Do I recommend this at the price that they were selling at, which was $200? I could not do it. Sorry. I could not spend that much on one of these. Oh, before I forget, comes with a cool case. I think a lot of the Brous blades come with this case now, but cool case. Actually does come with the birth certificate and takedown tool. Technically, because mine is a blem, I shouldn't have that with it, but okay. I ain't gonna argue. Maybe I could trick him into getting, well, not trick, but, you know, have him service it, because I think technically the blems, you can't even send them back for servicing. Like I said, for $200, I can't recommend it, really, unless it's just something you really like. It's kind of like the Wii Eschaton. Oh, by the way, Elijah Isham Design also did the Wii Eschaton. If you really like the design, then please go for it. It's very interesting. It's going to turn heads, maybe not in the ways that you want. You pull this out in the lunchroom, it's going to not be the most people-friendly, hence why Benchmade Proper or any of the others are in my collection. If you like it, buy it. If not, I don't think you're missing out on too much other than just some really smooth action. I really do love that. I love just playing with this knife. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Alright, guys. If you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.